Hey YouTube, this is George and this is Flip, and they both have a severe case of Fuckarounditis. Now I know that's not the name of the article, but with the kids around I'm sure you can understand. Every time I bring them to the gym, all they want to do is either play on their tablet, crawl or walk around and play with the weights. They don't even attempt to put any weights on the bar. They might want to do a set of abs or two, right? And that's about it. So I'm trying to cure them. I've read Martin's article, and I think we're almost there. All right, so in all seriousness, it's kind of funny that Martin tweeted that link out because I was going to talk about relative strength goals and setting goals for the new year because it's pretty important. All right, just making sure it was on. And that's what I'm going to talk about, but I have a lot of things to cover. A couple of things, and the first thing is, for the first time since I've been doing lean gains, it's now 10 months, I've injured myself. I was deadlifting, which is, in my opinion, the most... Oh, more Fuckarounditis. What's up? Yep, see, he's not even lifting, is he? Nope, just playing with a ball. Must be a Bozu ball. Yeah. So, back to the point. So, I was deadlifting, and it was my very last set, very last rep. I think I had 255 on the bar, and it was the very last part of the move. My left side wasn't quite locked out, and I did that, and I jerked it to try to finish the move, and obviously pull my hips forward, and I messed up the left side of my lower back. Now, it's kind of an interesting injury because the left side of my lower back was messed up, nothing else. And then the pain goes down through my groin, where I can almost actually feel it in my testicle. It's, I'm even wondering if possibly I have a hernia, but it's starting to get better, a lot better for that matter. I did this 2 Mondays ago, and then of course the following Monday, so the next Monday, it was deadlift day again, so I tried to do deadlifts, which was dumb, even though it was almost better, but not quite healed. And I did a lighter weight and still screwed it up again, and it hurt right afterwards and the next day. So again, it's been 1 week, it'll be 1 week again Monday since the last time I did deadlifts, and it feels a lot better, but it's not 100%, it's not 100% healed yet. Can you go lift, please? Come on. You can't see him, but he's not lifting. So it's not 100% healed yet. And I went to the chiropractor. I know some people like chiropractors, some people think they're crazy. But the chiropractor said one of the vertebrae, I don't know which one, it could make sense that's maybe out of alignment or got messed up a little bit because when you injure that one, it could hurt one side of your lower back and then down through your groin. So they did x-rays, said my spine looks great, but they're still going to adjust my hips. My hips were off, so he says or he thinks that's going to help. So even though I'm 90% better, I can still feel it and probably shouldn't deadlift. Oh, maybe he's going to lift. Yeah. So the point of that is I think when you injure yourself is to take a little bit of time off if you can. And like I said, I could do a deadlift right now, but I think I would mess it up again. And a heavy deadlift, I'm almost sure would. So I'm going to give it 1 more week, I hope. I'm going to go to the chiropractor. I've been stretching with a foam roller and just doing regular stretches as well, and I've been applying heat to it as well. So hopefully it's almost there. It's the good news is it's the only thing I can't do. I can squat, I can bench, I can do everything else that I normally do, and it doesn't even tweak it or affect it at all. So the unfortunate part is deadlifts are at my absolute favorite exercise because they're probably the hardest, I think. And I feel like they make the most. Hey, you gotta stay down here. You gotta lift. Come on. So that's what's going on in the injury front. The second thing is I've hit a plateau. So it would normally be time for me to add probably 1,800 calories to my diet because most of my lifts aren't going up anymore and my weight is stuck between 139 and 140 pounds. I'm not gonna do that yet, and there's the reason why, because I'm gonna add creatine. Can you please go lift? Can you go lift? No? All right. So I'm gonna add creatine, and I've used creatine before, but it was college when I had a major case of Fuckarounditis. So I think it worked. I think I'm a responder. I think 90% of the population responds to creatine, 10% doesn't. But I think I'm a responder. And the reason why I'm not going to add creatine and food at the same time is if I add both, I don't know what is responsible, assuming my lifts go up, I'm not sure what will be responsible for it. So I'm just going to add creatine, and hopefully that's going to improve my lifts, get me up above a plateau, and then I'm going to add food after I plateau again. I think that makes the most sense, so I can make sure that it's working, otherwise I'm going to stop taking it. My whole goal was not to take creatine during this whole process. It wasn't my whole goal, but it was partially a goal. But everything that I've read, I don't see any issues with doing it. I don't think there's going to be health side effects. I know you should probably take it from him. So I'm going to take creatine, and I'm going to keep people up to date on if it's working for me, and if it is, that's great. I hope it is. It's not very expensive. So before I get questions of what creatine to buy, I'm going to buy the kind that Martin suggested on leangains.com. So it's not here yet, but I'll be starting it next week. One quick thing about creatine, so I've done some research on it. You can either load or not load. There really isn't a right answer. If you load, it's going to work a lot quicker. You're going to start to notice results if you're a responder probably within a week. If you don't load, it might take a few months. It's not necessary, it just takes longer to respond if you are a responder. I'm going to load because honestly it's pretty cheap. I can get a year's worth of creatine for like $40. So on to the most important part of this, and it's the Fuckarounditis article, which, yes, is probably the best fitness article ever written. And it's funny, and I think people think it's a great article because it's funny and it's true and it describes almost everyone at one point in their life that's lifted weights. But from my standpoint, the coolest thing about the article is when he talks about the relative strength progress. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Everybody, I think, starts to lift weights either to get strong or aesthetic reasons. But strength should be really your number one goal because aesthetics are the side benefit of being relatively strong. And relatively strong is important because how many times have you been to a gym and you see some guy that's almost 300 pounds, over 300 pounds, and he's got 300, 315 on the bench, and everyone's gathered around watching, and they think it's so cool. Well, the guy weighs 300 pounds. He's lifting his body weight one time, maybe if he gets that. It's really not that big of a deal. Nobody's around the 150-pound guy that's doing 225 for reps, which is really strong. But the relative strength is the most important thing. If you're 140, 150 pounds and you want to bench press 400 pounds, it's probably not going to happen. You have to set realistic expectations based on what your weight is. So I'm going to share with you guys where I am right now, and then what my goals are. So I actually started with weight. So I weigh 140 pounds right now. 139 is what I weighed in this morning, but I fluctuate a pound and a half back and forth. My goal for 2017 is to get to 150. But to get to 150 and increase my relative strength. So if you look at goals using the Fuckarounditis article, for an intermediate lifter, which is someone that gets to these strength goals within 3 years. I've been on lean gains, and again, haven't lifted for 15 years prior to that, so essentially new again. I've been on lean gains for about 10 months now, and I've already reached the intermediate goals, which I think is phenomenal. It's a testament to how great the program is. So intermediate goals are 1.2 times your weight and bench press. So for me at 140 pounds, that's about 168 pounds. Well, I can do 190 pounds 4 times, so I'm well past that. 1.2 times your weight, chin-ups for 1 rep. Again, these are all for 1 rep. I'm doing reps with 50 pounds strapped to me, so that would, again, it would be an extra, I think, 18 pounds for 1 rep, so I'm well past that. 1.6 times your squat. Again, I'm about to that. I'm a weak squatter. I'm a very weak squatter, but I'm about to that right now. And then 2 times deadlift. I was deadlifting 265, I think 3 times before I injured myself. So 280 would be 2 times my weight, which think I can do it one time. Probably not right now, but 2 weeks ago I could have. So I'm about already within 10 months to the intermediate stage. So now my goal is to go to the advanced stage. So advanced stage is 1.5 times your weight bench press. So for me, I want to get to 150 pounds. So I'm going to get 225 up once. I can probably get 205, maybe 210, probably not. Somewhere between there one time. So I want to gain 10 pounds, obviously, that should go up. But if I can also bench press 225 once, I'll have slightly increased my relative strength. So this is my goal for 2017. Chins, I want to be able to do 1.5 times my body weight. I'm probably close to there right now, but not. So if I'm going to weigh 150 pounds, I need to be able to do it with a total of 225. So I need to do it with 75 pounds strapped to me. Right now I'm doing 4 or 5, depending on the day, with 50 pounds strapped to me. So I'm close, but again, probably not quite there yet. And then squat 2 times my body weight. So I have to get that to 300 pounds. I can't do 2 times my body weight right now. It would be 280. I'm not there. And then deadlift 2.5 times my body weight. So that'd be at 150 pounds, 375 pounds one time on the deadlift. I'm not there yet, but again, I have a year to get there. And the goal is to have three of the 4 of these conquered within 5 years. So that would give me, if I do it this year, about 2 years under my belt. So to me, well ahead of the curve, because I'm doing lean gains, I'm following the diet, well ahead of the curve, and I'd be pretty proud of that. The goal of these is, and I think it's really important, is write these down. So I have my own home gym. I'm actually going to probably type these up and blow them up and maybe even tape them to the wall, I don't know. But I want to be able to look at these every day because the next year I want to be able to hit these. And one thing that I read that was really, I think, important about goal setting is write the goals down in ink, but the time frame down in pencil, right?
Right.
Because the time frame can change. If I don't hit these goals, although I'm pretty sure I'm going to, I'm confident I'm going to, if I don't hit these goals, they'll still be goals, but the time frame may have to expand out to 2018. But I will keep everybody up to date on my progress on these. I'm going to start doing 1 rep maximums. I think Martin recommends maybe every 8 weeks. I probably won't do it that often, but I'm going to start to do them. And maybe I'll even video some of them. Side benefit of that is I can look at my form while I'm doing it too. So, and I'll post those on YouTube. I'm not sure about that yet, but I may. That is what I have. Oh, hey. Dad, are you ready to lift? Are you ready? Dude, you can't even bench your body weight yet. What are you doing? You're playing with a toy and we're supposed to be lifting? All right, what are you going to do today? Deadlifts?
Yeah.
Do you want to show everyone what you got for Christmas? Show YouTube what you got for Christmas. Right there. Pick it up. What is that, buddy?
A bar.
That's your own barbell. Lift it up. That's your own barbell. So this is a Rogue barbell for kids. It's light. You can put Olympic weights on it, which is pretty sweet. And George here is going to start lifting with me. Seriously, right? Yeah, serious, because we don't want a case of Fuckarounditis. He's gonna be able to do his body weight this year, hopefully. But George saw me working out. I think that's another cool thing if you have kids about working out is they watch you and they want to do it. And obviously you don't want to hurt your kids by having them, forcing them to bench press way more than they can. But doing workouts and getting stronger, I think, is good for kids too. Just be careful. So that is all I have. George, you want to say anything? Thanks everyone for watching. Happy New Year. Again, any content you want me to cover, please let me know. Send me a message. I think I respond to almost everything. That is all I have. Have a great week.